You've had an opportunity now to watch this Flyers team. I know they're in the middle of a 4-game losing streak, which is not the greatest time to talk about them. But what have you seen about them that maybe has surprised everybody around the league in the way that they've played this year?
Work ethic is number one for me. I think that all the games I've watched, whether I on TV or I've come to the game, they never get outworked. That's first and foremost. They're playing with some real good structure out there. They're aggressive. They play like a team night in and night out, in my opinion. Maybe they don't score enough at times and things like that, but you're never going to outwork them. And like I said, they play an aggressive style and they play together as a team.
Is that something that maybe because it's different? It's a different style than maybe we've ever been used to with Philadelphia Flyers hockey and the way that they play. Kind of up the ice a lot more.
Yeah,
activating the D and stuff like that.
For sure. John, he's always coached that way, and he's brought that style here, and it's been very successful for him, and I'm very happy for him. And it's great to see the Flyers are in the playoffs and they're in the hunt and they're battling, and the culture's back here like it used to be. In my opinion, that's what I see,
and that's really important, right?
Oh, very important. If you don't have the culture and you don't have the direction and the team first mindset, it's hard to win.
Yeah.
Can you think of a team from either your coaching or playing career that's kind of done what this team has done, where they come in with such low expectations and they end up kind of getting out to a strong enough start that they're at least kind of in that playoff discussion?
Yeah. Well, I mean, for sure. I think that I've played on some teams where maybe the expectations aren't real high, but we had success. I know the one team with the Flyers in the late 80s, we went to the semifinals. I don't think there was a ton of expectations that year for our team. And then, I've been on a Washington Capitals team where it wasn't a ton of expectations when we went to the Stanley Cup final. So when you have a team mindset and you play like a team and you work and you do all those little things, you have an opportunity to win games and do something.
Is there a moment in that kind of season where you start to look around the room and you go, you know what, like we can actually do something kind of special here? Or is it just a day-by-day thing and it just so happens that you make your
I think you start to understand that you're a good team and this is how you're a good team and this is the way we got to play to be a good team. And it just becomes a habit more than anything. This is the way we're going to go play the game tonight and you get good results from it.
And how much of it really comes down to accountability in the locker room? Like guys holding each other accountable.
Well, that's important. I think, accountability is, I think people probably look at accountability in a certain way, and it's not really like that. I mean, accountability happens in the locker room when you don't want to let your teammate down. You know what you got to do, and you got to do it every shift. That's where the accountability comes in. And when guys step up in the locker room and talk and say things, and maybe even not point fingers, but correct people, or tell guys they got to work harder or whatever it is. I mean, and it's accepted by the player and the team. You have a good situation.
I'm going to ask you two questions that I think our audience will really enjoy. First, what's your favorite Bundy story that you can tell on our show? Because he's such a, I mean, everybody thinks he's a beaut on this show, right? So what's your favorite Bundy story that you can tell publicly?
There might not be one, but I mean, I'll tell you what, I played with him for a bit here in Philly, and I've known Bundy for a long time, and we had some fun with laughs, I'll tell you that. He's a funny guy, great teammate and great guy to be around, and quite a prankster in the locker room and things like that. So he's an awesome guy.
Yeah, he is. He's a great man. The other question is, since you're coaching this game tonight, are you gonna be hard on him? You're gonna make him go out, double shift him if you need be? I mean,
Well, by the looks of him in there, I don't know if we can double shift anybody. I'm gonna tell him. I said, boys, keep it short, 20-second shift, and get off.
I do have one last question for you. It's, I guess, a little bit more of a serious note, but parting ways with a team that you won a cup with, I think a lot of times fans sit back and they say, all right, if you've reached the pinnacle and you part ways with a team, your immediate reaction is get back in there. I'm not asking you to name names or anything, but is this a situation where, like, for yourself this year, you're like, I think I want to take the rest of the season, even if an attractive, opening maybe becomes available at some point this season. Do you want to give yourself that time, or are you still in the full-on coach mentality that if the right thing comes up, you're ready to go?
I want to coach for sure, and that's what I do, and I'm not done doing it yet. So, but I think you got to look at every situation's different. You got to look at what's the plan with the organization, what type of team do they have. You want to work with good people. That's really important. So that's important for me, working with good people and a good plan in place, and what direction are they going, I think. So that you got to look at all those situations and make sure that they're in place.
Chief, thank you very much. I got to kick you out now because Keybone's going to come on.
You got it. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.